Good morning, guys. Welcome to this interesting session on public and private universities in Germany. I'm your host for the day, Sumit Rai, and I will be taking you through this entire session on how you could understand the difference between public and private universities and why there is a lot of noise, a lot of gung-ho around public and private universities, the distinction, the differentiation, the value proposition, the advantages, the disadvantages, and a lot more. This is what I have planned for you in today's interesting session. The next 90 minutes are going to be not only about public and private universities, but a lot of more bonus topics which I have planned for you if you stay till the very end, till the end of the session. If you stay, there are a lot of different aspects of studying in Germany is what I plan to cover in today's session. We will go live in another 2 minutes, waiting for some more people to join in, and then I think in about 2 to 3 minutes from now, we'll go directly into the session which we have planned for you today. Let me quickly share my screen with you, and I hope that you all can hear me loud and clear. If you can, in the chat box as Y, as yes. If you can hear me loud and clear, just put it Y or yes. That would give me an indication that you can hear me loud and clear. Perfect, cool. Super, okay, cool. Till we wait for a few more people to join in, let's just see from which all cities you guys have joined this morning. Let me know your city so that we know our geographic reach this Saturday morning. Super, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, Coimbatore, Mumbai, Delhi, Udaipur. Very nice. Mumbai, Road. Super. I see all tier 1 and tier 2 cities being represented this Saturday morning with respect to our Power Pack session on public and private universities in Germany. Very interesting. Now let me also quickly know, are you guys here for possibly this intake? Because this looks like it's almost over for fall 2022. I think most of the applications and visas and everything looks like it's done. With a very handful of options available with some universities which are offering hybrid options, but otherwise it's more or less done. Cool. 23, 24, 25. Okay, good. You're planning already well ahead in advance. That's very nice. Yes, the March and September 2023 is going to be open very shortly. I think few universities would already start accepting the applications for summer 2023, and for winter 23 would be opening shortly in about October, November by most of the public universities. So this is all we are going to cover. Thank you so much. I think it looks nice, looks interesting. We waited. Now let's go directly into our session. Super. Okay. So I believe all of you who are present here today is looking to study in Germany. If your answer is yes, just put it in the chat box, because this is a very specific German studies webinar. So let's see if all of you who are present here is looking for studies in Germany. I guess yes, everybody. Super. Okay. Now let's hear out how many of you are looking to study in public and who all are looking to study in private. Let's just hear it out, and then I'll give you the distinction. And then further during the session, you would realize that whether you would fit into public or you would fit into private. I just need to see the ratio of of the participants today who are looking forward to study in public vis-a-vis private. I can understand why everybody talks about public universities, and I'm going to present to you very interesting facts regarding public universities in this session, which will help you to clear your thought process that public universities are good in one sense because they do not charge tuition fees, but on the other hand, what it might mean for you in terms of rigor, in terms of career, and in terms of your overall profile. Excellent. Okay, so a bit on myself. My name is Sumit Rai. I've been into this industry for almost 16 years now. I'm founder of EUGateway. We started EUGateway in 2016. Prior to EUGateway, I was regional head for South Asian market for one of the famous and top private university from Germany called French School of Finance and Management. And I was in charge for their operation for almost 10 years before founding EUGateway in 2016. Prior to Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, I did my MBA. I did my MBA from Germany, from a public university, class of 2006, in business consulting, and worked for many German companies before moving to India and working for German companies in India itself before finally starting EUGateway in 2016. This is a bit on myself. I also have international certification in career coach and consulting from UCLA, and I've been into a lot of consulting and startups in my previous 10 years of professional life. What are you going to learn in this webinar? I think the one most importantly is the distinction between public and private universities, but also you will understand what kind of profile is needed. How do you fit yourself in that profile? What kind of finances you need to arrange between public and private universities, and what are the visas and the process timeline? This is something what I promise you. If you stay till the very end in this session today, you would be enriched by all these options which I'm going to present, and you would have a very clear idea on which direction you should take, even if you are planning for 2023, 2024 or beyond. Take some notes. I think it's important. Keep yourself muted unless you've been asked to speak. Be respectful to others in the community and engage. I think you've been a lovely audience this morning. You've already started to engage. You are putting a lot of answers to my question, and this is already an engagement to the next level. And I think we will continue this engagement as we progress in this session, because that really helped me to further understand the audience. And also it will help you to further your knowledge with respect to what you want to gain from this session. Some bonuses I think is available at the end of the session, a 15-minute exclusive one-to-one call with one of my team member if you stay till the very end. And not only this, you would also have an opportunity to book a bonus call with me directly to get your profile evaluated, a 360-degree diagnostic profile evaluated with me directly one-to-one. And this is also a part of the bonus which I will present to you, at the end of the session. And also as a part of the bonus, you will also get a free guide on university due diligence. Now, what does this university due diligence mean? I will cover this during the session, but this is a very, very important topic which you should be mindful when you select your universities to apply. And that's the guide which I have created from my own experience, from my own learning, and I think it would be very enriching if I could share this with you. Okay, let's see if we are connected. I don't know. We are present on all the social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, and I want you guys to be connected with us across these channels as well. So I would just ask my team member, Prashant, to put in the links where you can subscribe, like, and follow us across these social media channels. Prashant, could you please put the links in the chat box? I will take a pause before you do this. Couple of minutes only. That's what I want you to do as a favor for this Saturday morning to us. This is a free of cost session, so we don't ask you anything. But this is a minimum which we ask, that you follow us across these channels. Also follow us. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also join our Facebook groups. All these activities would just help you only, because I see most of you are destined for 2023, 2024 and onwards. So what happens is, if you join these channels and subscribe to our group, you would have connection with a lot of information which we keep on sharing across these groups. All the events, all the sessions which we plan are regularly posted across these channels. And that's where I think you have an advantage not to miss out on any of these information once you become a part of our group. So yes, let's see who is the first one who is going to put a number which we luckily call as D5. It's done 5. Any 5 channels. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, YouTube. I can imagine people would not have all these channels, but then whatever you have, you can follow us. And I am looking for a D5, the first D5, the first person who would follow us across minimum 5 channels. Let's see who is that first gentleman, because I will then give a very special bonus for this gentleman who comes up first at the end of the session. Owasi Rahman, this is the first person. Prashant, kindly note the gentleman name, because we will have something for him at the end of the session, a very special topic only for Owasi Rahman. Fantastic. Fantastic. Jyoti, thank you. Nati, thank you. Let's hear it. More people. This is a fantastic audience this Saturday morning, and I'm loving it. Let's see how many more people give me done and D5. Let's see. Give me D5. Give me D5. Yes. Yes. Thank you. D. Done. D5. Yes. Come on, guys. Come on. My team is tracking all of you live. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, Unnati. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Shubham. Super. Last minute, and then we move to our next slide. Okay. Any more D5? Any more done is coming? Come on, guys. Waiting. Roshni, thank you so much. Done. Thank you. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Okay, I think I just talked about myself a little bit. This is what I think I meant, that you're going to spend the next 90 minutes with me. You should know whom you are interacting with. And this is what I plan to give you a little bit more on myself. This I've already spoken about. My story, okay, I tell you a bit on my story. I started my journey for Germany in the year 2004, when there were, when there were not much awareness about German education, because everybody knew if you want to come to Germany, you got to speak German language. That's the first start. Secondly, everybody knew that for Germany is the land for engineers. So you go to Germany precisely to do engineering or a PhD. That's what you come for Germany to, nothing else, nothing more. No, and at that time, also, there was not much of internet in terms of availability of information. Yeah. So in those times, I started my journey to move forward with my MBA possibility in Germany. So very simple reason. I am a plain computer science graduate from DAV Indore. So for those all of you who have joined me from Indore or Madhya Pradesh, I belong to you, to your state, guys. I did my graduation from Indore, and then I moved to Pune to sit into various competitive exams, like probably you might have already planned or will be doing it, including CAT, MAT, all those exams I did. My bad luck, I could not qualify any of them. And then I have to look for options, what to do. I then traveled across India, did some work, and then finally decided that some of my friends told me that you should try Germany, because there is no tuition fees in Germany at that time also. Yeah, we still have. There was no tuition fees in Germany, and you should try. Why don't you try for German education? I said, this is a great idea, fantastic idea. I anyways don't have money. My parents didn't have that money to spend on my education. So I like the idea. They said, you only need to do German language, just pick up the language, at least 1 or 2 levels, and then you are fine, make an application, and then move forward. So this was the thought in early 2014. So I got in contact with somebody in Pune who at that time was probably the only person who was consulting students for engineering studies in Germany. I got in contact with him. He said, yes, there is a possibility and I will help you with the admissions. And he in fact did help me with applying to public universities in Germany. At that time, there was no private setup. Probably there were, but they were not international. They were not going for international recruitments. So at that time, whatever existed was all public universities. And then we made an application on my behalf to public universities. Out of so many he made, luckily one of that university who accepted my application, which was Hochschule Offenburg in southwest of Germany, neighboring France. There was the university, it's a public university, accepted an application, gave me admit, but also charged tuition fees. So there was like 6,000 euros I was supposed to pay to study an MBA program. So even at that time, the management education in Germany was not free. Or rather, the professional degree, which is an MBA, was not free, and it's not free still. So okay, I took some loan. I decided I have to go, and I took some loan, helped my dad. He sponsored me, and then I moved to Germany in October 2004, and that's where my journey with my studies, with my internships, with my experiences, with my culture shock, with my making new friends, Indian friends, Asian friends, German culture, German value, learning more German has all started. In 2004, I started. 2005, I landed my internship with a famous beer company in Germany called Paulaner. I did my internship with them, did my thesis with them, and then I worked for them for some years before moving to education industry. So this is in short. There's a lot within what our experiences in Germany has been, but then I keep this for the later part. Maybe if I'll organize a session just on my learning and experiences in Germany, and then I can talk really more, because that's not the main agenda for today. But this is in short what I have done and how I have come so far, and why I can now be in a position sitting across your screen to talk about my life, my journey about Germany, and how you could benefit, and how I can help you to further your possibilities in Germany. Okay, so my mission is I'm on a target to counsel the next 1,000 students who want to take advantage of my life lessons and journeys and experiences to come to Germany, and this is my target. I want to help them to find their right career and to find their right programs in Germany. It's not only about public universities, it's not only about private universities, it's not only about admissions. It's a lot more. It's a lot more, because it's not only about education. Guys, you are all here because you are looking forward to some kind of a career and opportunity in life which you can avail in Germany, which you probably think that it would be a better choice for you than to be in your own country. And that's my mission, that I want you to guide, to lead you to that right opportunity. It's not only about education, but it's also about career. So very simple. In a nutshell, I help students to get into their dream universities in Europe, Canada, US, although my expertise remains Germany and Europe, but I have largely over the past several years developed my expertise in a lot of other markets as well. So in case you want to go to Canada, in case you want to go to US, in case you want to go to UK, we can counsel you for the same as well. I can personally guide you to that direction as well. Ireland, yes, as well. So, okay, let's get into our value session. I think that's what you all are waiting for. Public versus private universities. What are the distinctions between public and private universities, and why you should be aware the do's and don'ts? I think let's hear it out, guys. Everybody wants to go to public university because it's tuition free, right? Give me yes if that's the opinion. Is it really about cost? Just put it in the chat box. Yes, this is all about cost. If that's not about cost, we'll continue further. Let's hear it out. Yes. How many people say that it's largely about cost? Yes. 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 I can see. Yes. Maximum people. Yes. Because cost is the biggest factor. That's what you are looking at, and that's why public universities. Okay. Good. No doubt. No doubt. Cost is one of the greatest factor, and for that cost, I went to Germany 16 years back. So of course. That sweetener of coming to Germany is the cost at public universities. But now let's go deeper. Okay, I have pointed some. I have actually taken some of the key headlines I want to educate you today with respect to public and universities and the different conceptions, misconceptions, perceptions, assumptions, which. So let me hear from you guys. How many of you are aware of NC and NC-FRI system in Germany? How many of you know what does this NC and NC-FRI stands for if you are especially coming for public university? Just type it in the chat box if you have any knowledge about the system of public universities in Germany. So basically, NC and NC-FRI means a local restriction or no restrictions in terms of accepting international students to the program. This NC and NC-FRI is largely the phenomenon of public universities. So for example, in public universities, in a particular program, you probably would have 25-30 seats maximum. If it's an NC program, then you are limited with the seats. NC is numerous clause. It's a very typical German word which I am yet to understand it well, and that's why I can't pronounce it. But then one of my team member can put it in the chat box. What does NC stands for? Guys, just Prashant, can you just put that NC in the chat box? The full form of NC. So basically, this is a local restriction. This is a local restriction which is applied on the number of students a particular program in a public university can take. Numerous clauses. Yes, exactly. That's what I wanted. Numerous clauses. So please understand this concept. So if a program has 30 seats only, and which is NC, means there would only be around 30% of those seats available for international students. So 70% is for German students and 30% is for international students. So when it's international student, that means you only are left with 9 seats in that particular program, which can go to international students. Now, out of these 9 seats, if they have opened this program in English language for international students, they need to also maintain the diversity. How do they maintain the diversity? Of course, not offering everything to Indian or Chinese students, right? So they have to offer it to people from Latin America, from Eastern Europe, from Africa, from different parts of the world, where students would apply. Which essentially means Indians would probably get maximum 3 or 4 seats in that program. but that's the max you would get. And allotting those 3 to 4 seats, the program would have received from India minimum 50 to 70 applications. So now you can imagine, out of those, so your competition is not only from the applicants from India, but you have a competition from other nationalities and German application and so on and so forth. So what happened is that your chances in getting into a public university which has NC status for that program, which has NC status, gets really reduced. So you have to have a top class application in order to make it to that NC program. That's what it means, NC. Whereas if you have an NC Fry, this simply means that there is no local restrictions and the university and the program is actually open to accept as many applications as from different parts of the world. This means that Indians, there could be 15, 20, 25 Indians also in the program where the class size is maybe 100 or 150. That's what major distinction is between NC and NC Fry. So you have to keep this in mind while you select your program. Yeah, whether you are applying for NC program or it's NC Fry. That's the first thing you got to look at public university level. Yeah. Whereas if I have to talk about private universities, there is no system of NC or NC Fry. It's totally open across. Anybody can apply. Of course, they also have to maintain the diversity system, but then it's open for all and everybody can apply, and there is no restrictions. There is no local restrictions which are there. Yeah. So this is the first distinction which you need to understand between public and private universities. So restrictions, comparison, no restrictions. Now, a lot of people talk about that I don't want to study at a private university in a class which is only full of Indians or for Chinese. Yeah, I understand that, but then there is no choice. The maximum mobility in current times in international student mobility, the maximum mobility is happening from India and China. So regardless of your liking or disliking, if you end up into a cohort where 50 or 60% are Indians and Chinese, please understand it is not by purpose. It is not by purpose by any university. It is by choice. It is by demand that people are studying. So many people want to come to a particular country and want to study in a particular university. That's a choice, that's a demand. That's nothing which is controlled by a university system, because the basic rules, when they have laid down already, means that they can accept students, and if the students apply and qualify, they will give the admission. This also means that you might end up studying with a group of Indian and Chinese, but how does that make a difference? Let's hear that out. Because they say, oh, I don't want to study in a group of Indian and Chinese. Hey, come on, all are our fellows, right? That's one. It's within the classroom only, right? Even more competitive environment, because we know how competitive we Indians are. So you are again in a very competitive environment as compared to an environment where Europeans are used to. The European environment is not that competitive. European studies are also not that competitive. So that's number one, you are in more competitive environment. Number two, outside the classroom, it's all diversity. Yeah, nobody stops you to mingle with the people from different nationality, different culture, German people, yeah, people from different parts of the world. Who stops you? So why you have this blockage that I don't want to study in a classroom full of Indian and Chinese? It's only in the classroom, but you are in Germany. The professor again could be Indian or could be an international professor. You are there in the classroom to learn what the professor says. Of course, you learn from peer as well, but then how about a peer smarter than you who is also an Indian? Your learning would be enriched, of course. Why would you see that as a dampener vis-a-vis sitting with somebody who is an European, who is less qualified in terms of knowledge, which you already have, and also less knowledge as compared to your fellow Indian or your fellow Chinese? So please get over with this mindset that, hey, a particular university has a classroom only full of Indians. It's not by their choice, it's by demand. There are so many Indians who want to come to that particular program, to that particular university, want to have a shot at an opportunity in Germany, and that's why they are there. So please do not use this element, a class of full of Indian and Chinese would have any dampener in terms of your career, in terms of your knowledge, in terms of your success. Are we clear here with the difference in NC and NC Pri? And it doesn't make any difference if you have a class full of Indian or Chinese, because that's what it is. I was in my class full of people from Thailand in 2004. My class has 30% people from Thailand only. So does it make really much a difference in my learning? No, I was there to learn from the professors. Of course, Thailand is a different country, so I learned from them too. But then what about people from Thailand itself? They learn from each other as well, because they never met in the past. So how would they know? How would you know that a fellow Indian is qualified or not qualified? You have never met them before. You meet them in the classroom. Okay, so keep this in mind. That's first distinction. Okay. Next, accreditations, important topic. Public universities, of course, all accredited, all got their system accreditations, land accreditations, all those Ziva accreditations, and quality seals, PIBA seals, all in place. That's clear. This is something which you look at. Now, what you got to look at, private universities is also these kind of accreditation. Is your private university been accredited by state council? Does your private university also have an accreditation from have the system accreditation? Means, are they allowed to run their own programs and award their own degrees? That's number 2. That is something which you need to keep in mind. Number 3, also you need to keep in mind, when you apply, for example, so I'm here referring to complications in post-study work visa. What does this mean? A lot of newbie private universities in Germany these days are offering you a foreign degree. That means, although you come to Germany to study, it's a German setup, but then the qualification, the degree comes maybe from UK, from Italy, from Netherlands. You might face a problem in your post-study work visa, because this post-study work visa of 18 months is designed for people who have an authentic German degree, a German qualification. Studying in Germany using an infrastructure does not qualify a person to have a post-study work visa if their degree is also not German. So keep this in mind. A lot of these new, I will not name any of the institutes because I personally work with a lot of them. But this is a real picture which I want to bring to all of you. So always check on land accreditation. Do they have their state accreditation, which is Landers accreditation, system accreditation? What all other accreditations do they have? Also, are they awarding their own degrees or not? If they're awarding their own degrees, yeah, fine. Go ahead, study at private university. No problem. No problem at all. If they have awarding rights of their own degree, but that's what you want. You are there in Germany for an authentic German degree, not an international degree. And that's what you want to go for, and that's what will qualify you to get your post-study work visa. A lot of students in the past have been sent back without being allowed post-study work visa because they did not have the German degree. So kindly keep this in mind. Of course, one of the other things which you guys need to have is this NABIN database. This is basically a database maintained by the German government, where they check the authentication of your own degree in India. and your university needs to be listed in this NABIN database with minimum H plus qualification. If it is not, then you would not get an admission in any public or private universities. Private maybe yes, public no. If your university is not listed in NABIN database with H plus grading. NABIN database, you can search on Google, you will find it. You can already, check your university status there. If it is listed, if it's there, it's fine. You are ready to apply to public universities, right? So this is what it means in terms of checking accreditation, in terms of checking the authenticity of the degree being provided by the university, the private university, in this case, more importantly, and what does it mean in terms of your getting a post-study work visa. Of course, the cost and all we'll discuss in a while, but then this is something which you should keep in mind in terms of accreditation. For management schools, the accreditations are totally different, we can also talk about it, but then those are quality seals. But you need to have that your university where you are studying, is it a university or it's an applied sciences university, or is it an institute, and what kind of accreditations does this system has. Okay, next slide is employment opportunity. Again, I think everybody who is coming to Germany, who want to be in Germany, is here for employment opportunity in the first place. Of course, we use study as a route to get ourselves a good job, a good career opportunity, a good life in a foreign land. And that's why we want to come to Germany. Most important factor, German language B2. This is clear. You need to have at least, so minimum B1, and more so, the more the language, the better it is, because you will have a 90% success rate if you have B1 or B2 level of German language. On the contrary, the one who does not want to have a language and doesn't want to go for an opportunity which asks German language as a requirement, the availability is 10%. So it's not that if you only speak English, you can't get a job. Yes, you can get a job, but then that proportion is only 10%. So you have to work 90% harder to get that 10% of job opportunity. So please pay attention to the German language. Another distinction between a public and a private university is German public universities. If I count out the TU9 and maybe another top university, most of the public universities does not focus on placement of the students. They do not have any career system, career support services. And that's where the private universities, from the top one to the bottom one, comes in picture. All of these private universities, because they are international and they understand very clearly the mindset why the student has come to the university is to look for a better career opportunities. So if they do not provide a career opportunities for these students in at their universities after passing out, then they cannot succeed as a university. That's why all of these private universities have career support services, have a placement opportunities, have a dedicated staff and department who supports the international students to get the jobs, to get the internships, they organize career, they organize job fairs, they organize company visits, company presentations, and whatnot to help international students to find their right opportunity in the sector, in the skill, in the qualification they have come to study. This is really possible with respect to private universities, but public universities are a little different in that scenario. So you would be on your own figuring out your own job opportunities. And it also says Germany rewards hard work. Universities provide the skills to make the candidates competent to look for the job. That's clear that yes, public universities prepares you for the market, and then it's on your own that you got to figure out a job. Private universities at least support you with respect to the companies and the presentations and the internships and the job postings, and make you ready how you should approach this particular job. This is the added work. This is the value added work which all private university does in Germany, as compared to public universities. Okay, so this is a distinction. Public universities, private universities, German language important. Private universities supports you with a lot of career jobs and opportunities. Public universities are a little different. They do not have a career system and setup. If I count out all the TU9 and maybe another bunch of those high ranked universities, the rest of those public universities, which I think are 300 to 400 in Germany, would not have these career support services. So if you think to end up into any public university somewhere in the nook and corner of Germany, make sure it's not only free education which you are signing up for. There are a lot of things which will follow. It's just not an advantage of public university and a free education anymore, because you have to look beyond what after the education. Yeah, and what after my passing out from this public university. Yes, so okay, so this is another very important slide for all of you to understand the concept of public and private universities. At the moment, state funds public universities for only the first year of student intake. So yeah, so now understand this this concept. Basically, what does this mean is all the government universities gets funding from the government to run their system, and most of them so what happens here, I think what happens here is, in order to continue to receive the funds from the government, the state public universities need to maintain a certain level of internationality. So they have to give admissions to a certain number of students so that they can continue to get the funds from the government, because for every international student, there is a certain percentage of funds which they can receive from the government. So if they reduces the number of the international students, their funding reduces. So at times, in certain cases, or probably most of the cases, the recruitment of international students at the public universities is also directly connected to the funding they receive from the government. So it is sometimes not by their choice that they want to have you as a student. It is because of the funding they want to have from the government, they will give you an admit to come and study. This means they are more concerned on the funding part which they receive from the government than possibly the success of the student from the program. I would not say that all universities does this. I would not say that all universities has this mindset. No, not at all. Please don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are top universities who thinks only about students. But then there are certain public universities as well who have this kind of system, this kind of mindset that they need to have certain level of Indian or international students so that they can maintain their government funding. So they are not then in that case are highly concerned about the success of the student in the program or in the life once they pass out from their program. So here comes the next topic, the dropout rate. Yes, I think I wanted to address this today. All public universities have master's program for 2 years and bachelor's program for 3.5 years. But a lot of people are taking, to succeed in the master's program, they are taking even 3 years, 4 years to pass out. The reason being, it's not easy to succeed at a public university. The programs are really intense. There's a lot of study which you need to do, which then leaves you with very less time to do any other activity. That means even that part-time job which you would rely upon for your second year of funding for your living expenses, that would also be in jeopardy because there's so much work to be completed given by these public universities to a student. So it's a high rigor study at public university in Germany, and that is why you see this dropout rate of 30%. And I think the last time I was discussing with somebody, they said it's 50%. Not everybody who is in public university is succeeding. Now relate this to another factor. The more time you take to pass the degree, the more money you are spending in your living cost, and the more time you are taking to be fully eligible to start working in Germany and get your maximum salary. So you continue to study, to extend your study so that you pass, maybe 3 years, 4 years, you continue to spend money on the living expenses. That means 10,000 approximately euros every year. That means you continue to work part-time as well just to fund that study. So what you make money, you spend in your living expenses, and the time taken to succeed at a public university from 2 years extended to 4 years, and you spend like 40,000 euros only in living expenses. Yeah. Whereas you came to Germany to study for free, and look where you end up. 4 years, still not succeeded. 40,000 euros in living expenses gone, still not ready to start the job. That is where the distinction comes with respect to public and a private universities. Your ultimate aim in Germany is to succeed in life, followed by your studies. You need to evaluate your duration. You need to evaluate your time to the job market in Germany. If private universities offer you a 1-year degree as a master's and then help you immediately to find a job, to start your career, you can see the time you have taken to start your career journey in Germany. Vis-a-vis to start your journey at from a public university in Germany, which has taken you from 2 to 4 years and is still not employed. So the whole advantage of time value and money is lost at times if you start your studies at public universities. Keep this notion in mind. Of course, it's free. Public universities are good. If you get into those top 10s and all, it's fine. But then if you end up into some other university which does not have, which are not that famous, but then they still offer a free education, you have to understand the rigor of the program when you get into. So you have to be that ready that I want to succeed within 2 years. If you have that aim, if you make this possible, then yes, it's great to be at public university. But then if that is something which you get scared of and then it's not happening, then private universities could still be a choice, because you would still end up only spending like 15 to 20 lakh rupees for a 1 year of study and stay back, and then your time to market, to time to start your employment in Germany is very, very quick. Keep this in mind. That's what my last line says. You should be ready to work hard if you want to access free tuition courses. So free education in Germany does not come free after all, if you are not ready for hard work. Are we clear at this slide? Let me hear from you guys. Are we clear? Put it in the chat box. Are we clear at this distinction? Does it make sense what I'm trying to speak to you? Does it make sense what I'm trying to explain to you today? A distinction between public and private university. And most important, the success rate, the success ratio. All of you who have questions, please put your questions in a Q&A section. Please start putting your questions in Q&A sections. I will take all of these questions at the end of the session, or my team already answer those Q&A directly in the Q&A section of this session today. Yeah, put it there. So we clear with the success rate. Now let's move on to the next slide. Yes, some of those things which I wanted to tell you is about these public and private universities, who are public, who are private. So the top 10 public universities. So these are public universities regardless of TU9, which I will just mention. But then what are the other top 10 universities which you could consider coming to Germany if they are not TU9? University of Hamburg, Humboldt University, University of Göttingen, LMU, Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich, Freie University in Berlin, University of Freiburg, University of Constance, then University of Heidelberg, which has not been mentioned here. Yeah, it's there. University of Heidelberg. So these are the top public universities. Friedrich Erlangen University in Nuremberg, Erlangen, FAU, Friedrich Alexander University, FAU, again a top class university. So these are top public universities in Germany where you can apply. But keep in mind, not all of them offer programs in English language. There are very restricted programs at these universities which are offered in English language. So you have to see whether you have your program, your interested program is listed in these universities and is offered in English language. There is no doubt that you can do a German taught program at these universities, but bring your level up to C1 to succeed at the German taught program at a public university of this standard in Germany. And also keep in mind the hard rigor you got to do, even with a new language, which is German, and then doing a program in German, and then doing and submitting everything in German language and succeeding. So maybe then you extend your duration to pass up to 5 years. But then again, look at the time value and money. 5 years still spending money on your living expenses. You are not ready yet to start your full-time job and make 48, 50,000 euros. That's the distinction you need to keep in mind. So English taught program, that's the easiest. You should look at the English taught program. If it's not offered in these universities, look for alternative where there is an English taught program available. Also at your qualifications, which we will talk in a while, really matters. TU9, as you all know, the top technical universities in Germany, RWTH Aachen, TU Berlin, Leibniz Hanover, Karlsruhe Institute, Braunschweig, TU Dresden, Munich, University of, what is that? University of Stuttgart, TU Darmstadt. Top TU9 technical universities. These are the universities which are technical, research-led, and they get funding from the government. If you enter at these universities, yes, you would study for free, partially, because a lot of these universities have a program which costs tuition fees to international students, and especially to international students. They have higher their bar of eligibility as well. So, for example, TU Munich is now asking a GMAT and a GRE score from every Indian student from this year onwards, regardless of the program you're applying. It's a mandatory requirement now, which was not done until last year. And then also a GMAT of 650, nothing less than that, and GRE of 320, I believe. So very, very high bar to get into these top 9 technical universities in Germany. So I just quoted an example of TU Munich, doesn't matter. There are other universities who would have a similar requirements too, but then this is what you need to keep in mind. First, these are top technical universities, research-led, research-oriented. Not every one of them are free these days, because there are a lot of programs which they have designed, especially for international students, where you got to pay tuition fees. So if you are ending up in TU Berlin or RWTH Aachen, make no mistake, that you would end up paying a tuition fees, which a lot of Indian students happily do it because they understand the value of the name of this university on their CV. So they are ready to pay 30,000, 40,000 euros for those programs. So where is this concept of free education exist anymore? All your MBAs are paid in Germany. Most of these TU9 universities are offering such programs for international students, for which you have to pay tuition fees. And you can only apply being an Indian student to these programs, because as I said, the other programs would attract NC clause, where you cannot get an admit. So you get an admit at this university where you would study with a bunch of Indian or Chinese, again, a diversity matter. But then how does it matter to you? It shouldn't be, because you are there for the brand and the knowledge, not with the studying, not with concern of that, hey, why should I study with my fellow Indians, right? So all those factors are now really, really playing in the mind. And that's what you should really be mindful of, that how I should make my move with regards to my eligibility, with regards to my caliber, and how I should then choose my program wisely, which will help me succeed in the career. Okay, I've just listed some of those top private management university because you see, if you talk about the private universities in Germany, 90% of them are management schools only. There's with classes distinction of couple of those private universities which offer some engineering-led programs. Not every private university offer engineering-led program. This is what you need to be very clear of, because there are so many different engineering topics which you want to study, but none of them or most of them would not be offered by a private university. There are a handful of those programs offered at the private universities. Most of these private universities offer management education. And that's what I think, if you're coming for a management education, then these are the schools. So when you see the top private names here, these are the schools you should be eyeing at. Mannheim Business School, the top school for MBA or MIM program. Leipzig, WHU School of Management, ESMT, the top notch. Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, the top notch. These are some of those top names which I have listed. They necessarily do not work with agencies, with consultants, with companies. They are direct as well. High requirements, high qualifications, high requirements are needed to get an admit to these programs. Yeah, they charge tuition fees, rightly so. These are top pro schools. It's like in India, these are the top schools of Germany, and that's where you would end up paying a good tuition fees for doing MBA programs. Yeah, MIM too. Of course, you would pay a good fees in ESMT, Frankfurt School, ISM, ESB, WHU, all of them charge tuition fees for MIM program, for MBA program. But these are top programs, and you get a lot of value, and you get a lot of that career support service, that internships, that job fairs. Everything is happening around these private universities, management schools. So if you are a management graduate, if you're looking for management studies, make no mistake that these are the places who will help you in making your career. It's secondary whether they charge tuition fees or not, because that's what you pay. You pay for the quality. Please keep this, always keep this in mind. You pay for the quality. If you want a quality and then you want a career, then these are the places for management studies which you should end up with. So integrated means management and engineering both. Then you have Jacobs University, which is offering fantastic programs, less management, more on engineering related topics, which is in Bremen. University of Applied Sciences also have a mix of programs in management, but also in creative side, in arts, in sports, and a lot of those fields which are before never explored by many public universities. So University of Applied Sciences is a good bet on differential topics with respect to sports education, with respect to creative art, digital side, UI, UX, and a lot more. Press or University of Applied Sciences. Press is a big group in Germany, a medical group also offering created a university, also offering program in engineering and management. SRH is a big group. It's one of the oldest existing group, private group in Germany. Started in 1955 as Stiftung Rehabilitation Heidelberg, which means an institute to rehabilitate people from the Second World War. It just ended in 1955. They started at SRH as a group. Now SRH is a very, very big group. It's a medical group, and 90% of their revenues are from their medical activities in their hospitals. Yeah. So SRH group has started the university system. They are into education as well, but then it's all for non-for-profit. Whatever money they make, they invest in growing their education, in growing their programs within SRH. So they do not necessarily contribute to the profit of overall SRH group, because that's not what they meant for. It's only for non-for-profit system, and it's a very, very old system in Germany. You people probably have come across a lot of videos about SRH, a lot of the negativity around SRH. There's this girl video which came and she was talking all nonsense about SRH. But to be very honest, that video, that lady was fake. She was crossed and she plagiarized. I'm openly calling here. She plagiarized all the thesis and work which was supposed to be done which was supposed to be done by herself. She copied the work of a professor in her thesis, and that's why. So she was given a couple of warnings as well, but she continued to that. And SRH has to expel her. When SRH expelled her, she came out with these kind of videos, talking all negativity and nonsense about SRH. So I don't want to go in deeper into this topic, but I just wanted to bring the picture that SRH is one of those integrated universities offering fantastic programs in engineering and management. Next year, SRH Berlin is coming with a mega campus, a brand new campus in Berlin, where you would have the integration of all the different schools which they are currently located in Berlin at one place. And that's where the maximum intercultural activity, exchange, society, learning will happen under the roof of one campus. So please keep in mind that if SRH is a choice where you want to study engineering, because as I said, not all engineers probably would end up at public universities, and not all engineers succeed in life at public universities. SRH success rate is 93%. Keep this in mind as well, my dear friends. Private University of Applied Sciences Göttingen, Hamburg University, Berlin University of Applied Sciences, BU, Dortmund, these are integrated universities. Private, they offer management and engineering studies to you. Just for your quick check. Okay, a bit on cost comparison. I think private universities, some of them would have some fees, not maximum, would charge any tuition fees. Public university, the fees is via UniAssist. So if the process goes via UniAssist, you have to pay the application fee. The first is 75 euros for every second, third application, you pay 30 euros. So that's the application fee for public universities. Tuition fees, when we talk about tuition fees, private university for a 1-year program will cost anything between 5,000 to 12,000 euros per annum in tuition fees. 5,000 to 12,000 euros per annum in tuition fees for a 1-year program, and 2-year program you can of course multiply it, but that's what it is. 1 year to 18 months program are available at private universities in Germany. Public university does not cost any tuition fees, but as I said, some of them do. So you have to check for which program you're ending yourself up, and then maybe you also end up paying tuition fees at public universities. Administrative cost, there is no semester contribution at private university. At public university, you end up paying the semester contribution of 300 to 500 euros per semester. Living cost has been further raised, 1,172 euros now, which you need to deposit in block account for getting your visa, and this money is your living expenses for a year. Okay. A list of top 5 MBA programs at private universities in Germany: ESMT, Frankfurt School, Mannheim, WHU, Leipzig, and look at the pricing. Look at the MBA program cost. Of course, you get scholarship, you get early bird offers and all that, but then still the card price is this. Do you see Germany is cheap anymore? Is Germany is free education anymore? You see, I did it for 6,000 euros way back in 2014 for an MBA. So now, and that's also, there was a public university. These are top founded private universities by corporates and Stiftungen in Germany. And that's what you pay. So you pay for the quality. Please do not be averse of making payments to these universities where they are charging. I can study for free in public universities in Germany. Hey, not all are going to get it. Public universities in Germany. Not all are going to succeed at a public university in Germany. Not all will have a proper career plan with these public universities in Germany. Here you would have the career plan. Here you would have your options. Here you would have your opportunities. That's what you need to be considerate about as well. Top 5 MBAs at the public universities: TU Berlin offering MBA, Saarland universities, Offenburg Main is there, Offenburg University of Applied Sciences. They have again reduced their price to 6,000, almost 7,000 euros now. I know they were charging 10,000 a couple of years back, so now it's 7,000. Leuphana University in Lüneburg, free, very limited seats available. Yeah, it's free, no tuition fees at all. For an MBA, no tuition fees, but then very limited seats. HWR Berlin, again around 20,000 euros. These are some of those exemplars, some of those examples which I wanted to show you what you would eventually pay for an MBA in Germany and what kind of public or private universities you should have in mind to do your MBA programs in Germany. Top of them, there are many more. I have not listed them here, but you can always connect with us later and I can help you with those names and list as well. Okay, again, one of the important slides will make private university possibly stand apart as compared to public universities in Germany. Small individual learning groups and individual support by professors, by academicians, by industry experts. Classroom size are not big. Even if they have maximum students, they have all divided into class of 15, 20, 25 at max. Modern technology, good learning environment. You learn from the peers because it's all international. You have a lot of learning which is happening. Close contact with the business community. This is where it comes a very distinctive option that private universities are well connected with the industry. And that's where you have an option of internship. And that's where you have an option of full-time job, connecting with the companies, attending their presentations, attending their visits and whatnot. English speaking environment. If it's an international program, international university, of course, maximum people would speak English, and that's where probably you could find yourself more comfortable at as compared to a possible public university. Please understand, I am here in no denial that public universities are really good. They are. I have already listed their names here. Yeah, but you need to assess in your capacity what would be good for you. How far you can go in terms of rigor, in terms of caliber, in terms of eligibility, and where you would eventually end up in terms of cost, in terms of eligibility, in terms of your success in the program, in terms of your success with the opportunities which it would bring once you end up at a public university or you end up at a private university. Okay. That was the value proposition which I wanted to talk. I think there will be more bonus slides which are coming up right away, where we talk about the finances, where we talk about the winning profile, and where we talk about your application and timelines. Yeah, but just give me a minute. If you remember that what I have told you, that it's 15 years of my experience and I have done all these things with respect to my experience. This is what I want to do. I want to help you to succeed at these universities with my experiences and with my knowledge. And this is what I told you in the beginning. So here comes your bonus slide, but with a small gap. I want to drink some water. Tell me, give me some love on the chat box. Are you liking this session or not? Is it really meaningful for you to attend, to spend this Saturday morning with me and to understand the various facets of public and private universities? Hear me out, hear me, let me hear from you guys. Is it really helpful for you? Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy that I can make some difference in your understanding about public versus private universities this Saturday morning. So let's talk about the winning profile. When I say winning profile, this winning profile is for TU9 universities and the top universities as well, which I mentioned in my previous slides. Yeah, I'm not talking about private universities here. I'm only talking about top-notch public universities and TU9 universities. What you should have, what you should carry in your profile. Academic GPA of 2.2 on German grading scale. It's a must to get an admit. It's not a must to get a to apply. Apply is 2.5. But if you want to succeed with the application, then minimum 2.2. IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90, GI 315, GMAT of 650 plus. Internships, at least couple of them while you are graduating. Very important. If you have it, really strengthen your profile as compared to those universities, those applications which you would receive from India who does not have internship. Project work, research paper publications. If you have it, fantastic. If you haven't done it yet, and if you are your second, third year, please pay attention to project work, pay attention to some research work, publish some paper, because that would help you to strengthen your profile further with respect to applying to these top-notch public universities and TU9s in Germany. Academic consistency. What you studied in bachelor's needs to be followed by a relevant topic in master's. You cannot, hopping the degree from bachelor's to master, do something in mechanical engineering and then want to do a data science in master's. Public universities and TU9s especially are a no-go if you do not present academic consistency, because you need to have some subject, something studied at bachelor's in order to qualify to study at master, and that's very important at these universities. German language proficiency of minimum A2. If you have it, I think it's very helpful. If you don't have it, none of those universities would ask. Few of them would, but then if you can present, this is my experience, if you can present at least A1 or A2 level of German language, then it is really, really helpful to further strengthen your profile. This is really, really helpful. Okay, so that's where the winning profile stands. Do you have any doubt on this winning profile? Put it, whatever doubts you have. I'm not opening the session yet for Q&A, but whatever doubt you have, please put it in Q&A section. Please put it in Q&A section. If you want to have your profile evaluated, put it in Q&A section. We'll talk about it. But this is what you need to have in your profile if you want to succeed at TU9 or top-notch German universities, top-notch German public universities. Okay, next. Case study, I'm going to skip this because this is more or less about me or some of the students who have succeeded in the life over the last 15 years, where I have guided more than 1,000 students in Germany across various public and private universities. But it will take another 10-15 minutes of mine to talk about my case study, but then you can see me as a living example of success by doing an MBA from a public university in Germany, working for a public setup, and then starting my own company in 2016. And now I'm in a position to guide people like you to take advantage of my experience and then help you build your career. But there are so many do's and don'ts which I have learned, which I would share with you. Probably I will share in the next slides, which you should be mindful, where I made the mistake, you should not make the mistake. A classic example, but still I think makes sense, because this is very relevant and very related to how you should approach your career, how you should approach your job opportunity. So I was in my first year. I was at the end of my first semester in an MBA, and I was already looking for an internship, because the program format is such that I could start my internship already in the second semester. So third semester was internship semester, but then you already start looking for internship in the second semester so that you do not lose this out. I started doing the same. I probably would have sent application to more than 50 companies for doing an internship, and everything got rejected. Everything was rejected all the time. I always received negative feedback, and they cannot hire me. And so first I only had German A1 level. I didn't study more, but with A1 level, I had a good practice German. So I could really speak fluently. I can understand fluently. I can read fluently. Writing, I had a problem with grammar, but then all the other parts I was able to cover. But then certificate wise, I only had A1, and that's where people said that, okay, no, you know what, you still do not fit into German system, so there's no internship. So I was practically not getting an internship. And then what I did, I contacted one of my professor from a program. I still remember his name, Mr. Simmons. He was an American living in Germany and has a good flavor and understanding about Asians. So he kind of liked Indian students as well. I contacted him as my professor and asked, I seek his support. The first thing he asked me, Sumit, what do you want to do in life? That was the first. So I'm sitting with him, desperate, asking for an internship, asking for him that help me out in whatever way possible. And this is the first question he asked me. He said, what do you want to do in life? I was blank for 5 minutes. I had no clue. I'm already in Germany doing my MBA, and I had no clue what do I want to do with my life. I looked at him, stared at him for 5 minutes, collecting my thoughts, that what should I answer? What should I answer? And then eventually I said, out of nowhere, I said that I want to start my beer company. And then he looked at me more like this and started to laugh and said, okay, where does this interesting thought of a beer company comes in your mind? I said, I want to start my beer company because that's what I have seen very closely since my childhood. My father and forefathers are into this trade. And I have seen this industry in India, and I probably want to take it to the next level. And I want to start beer manufacturing in India. You see, that thought out of nowhere has propelled Mr. Simmons and myself to start thinking in one particular direction, that, oh, this is your aim. So what I gave him the goal of my life, that I want to start a beer manufacturing company in India. This is my aim. So I clarified my aim. Now with that aim, we started to think backwards. Okay, so how can I achieve that aim of starting a beer company in Germany? So we started taking the thoughts, how about a German beer in India? And then he said, okay, are there any German beers available in India? Way back in 2004, there were no German beers in the Indian market. Nobody were exporting to German beer companies. Then he said, okay, how about exporting German beers to India? I said, yes, of course, we can do that. But then, okay. So we started building on thoughts, how I can come closer to starting a beer company in India, but then what are the pre-steps I need to fulfill before I can actually start a manufacturing of beer in Germany or in India. So what he did, he gave me some questionnaires to clear my thoughts, to clear my goals, to clear my understanding of being in Germany, doing this MBA program, what I eventually want to do with my life. And when I met him next with all the answers and everything, because he gave me a homework to do, I have to do it. I still have that file with me. It's already 20 years old. With that questionnaire, with that work, we sat again, we discussed, and then with that support, he said, how about starting an internship into an international company in Germany, a beer company in Germany, who probably would be interested in exporting beer to the Indian market. I said, wow, that's a great idea. That's a good start. I can start my internship in a beer company in Germany, because that's where I would start learning more about manufacturing, about German beers, about German culture and everything, and then help this particular company in Germany who is really international, but is not exporting to India. How about I open an Indian beer market for them by doing my internship? I said, it's a brilliant idea, because that brings me closer to my goal of manufacturing German beers, right? or manufacturing beer in India. I hopped on that idea. It's great. He supported me. He got me interviews with the 2 German beer brands who could possibly go international, or who were international in European market, but who could possibly go to markets like India. And then he used his influence to get me an internship. But then that's where my journey started. And then I worked for them as an export manager for a couple of years. Then I went into education system, and that's a story which I have. But the relevant here for you to understand, for all of you to keep in mind, is the goal clarity. The clarity which this professor, Mr. Simmons, brought in me, gave me a direction, gave me an approach, gave me a roadmap, gave me a track to work on. And that's how it started. That's how I started my journey in Germany, a beer company. As a student, as a worker in Germany, you know how much beer I used to get free every month? 90 liters. 90 liters of beer was available free of cost for me for being an employee of this beer company. You can imagine I used to give it to all my friends free of cost. It was a fantastic beer. It's Polana beer. It's a famous brand from Munich. And I used to give it free of cost to a lot of my friends. Free beer, yeah. So let's hear it from you guys. How many of you already know what you want to do in life? Put it in the chat box. Let's see if I can help you bring in some clarity in terms of what are you thinking when you are coming to Germany. Because I thought nothing when I came to Germany. I just wanted to do an MBA, find a job, do an internship, get some salaries, and that's it. That was my idea. but that idea was a failure because that was not getting me anything. Until I worked on my idea, worked on my thought, on my career goal to reach where I am today. Let's hear from you guys. What is your idea of a career goal? What is your idea of life? What do you want to do in your life? Right. So any good management consultant? Yes, possible. A lot of expertise could be built within a management consulting, but you have to reach step by step to call yourself a management consultant. It won't happen from day one. Let's see who all have a clear thought on what they want to do in life, because that would decide your opportunities, your careers in Germany. Physiotherapist in Germany, Galaxy A50. Okay, what's your name? I don't know, but okay, Galaxy A50, physiotherapist in Germany. Good. Please connect with us, Galaxy A50. Please do connect with us, with our team. Prashant, kindly note, help him with the possibility of a great physiotherapist program, a dual system of education which we have in Germany, where he could be a fantastic physiotherapist by doing a diploma and work full time. You know, it's a dual system of education which we have, and we can help you understand that too. Please note the name of Galaxy A50. Please give your name so that we don't call you Galaxy A50 all the time. A good physiotherapist program is available. Do connect with us. Okay, Vikhyat Sehgal says, just to move to financially active and better life. That's what I thought, but how do I get there? You need to pick a skill, you need to pick an industry, you need to pick a thought. Everybody wants to be financially independent and have a good life, but how to go about it? How are you going to get it? What are the steps? What is that steps you need to take to reach there? Yeah, that's what you need to have it, Vikhyat. Graphic designing, clear answer. Okay. Research scientist in pharmacy, very clear answer. Super. Ishan. Anusha, masters in oral and maxillofacial surgery. Okay, that's a master's program in dental. We'll talk about it. There's a different track and different way how you approach medicine and dentist study in Germany. All together a very different track. We graphic designing, but yes, it's great that you already know that you want to be a maxillofacial surgeon. Galaxy A50 say I want to do a PhD. Okay, I hope you would have a proposal and PhD topic ready if you want to do a PhD. Luxury management, clear answer. Marketing head or marketing expert, fantastic. Mansi, thank you. Design project, I want to be part of a design project. Define more, Vithal, this does not help. I want to be a successful CFA. CFA is a clear title. It will open a lot of opportunities in financial world for you, Siddesh. Very good. Radiologist, clear answer, but how to go about it, we need to figure that out. MBA International Business Management is a degree which you want to do, Hitansh, but you need to know what is your career goal, what is your end goal after doing business management. Harsha, mechanical engineering, then do research and pursue PhD. Fine enough that you want to go into academic side here. Dr. Atul, good to see you again, Dr. Atul. Affordable healthcare for patients by working in hospital management as a doctor or being a doctor. Yes, specialist, very clear answer that you want to either be in a medicine field or in a healthcare field. Financial advisor, Sanju, okay, clear. Data analyst, Hitesh, clear. Vikhyat, I am a person with practical approach. I can pick anything just with a few days of practical knowledge. I want you to evaluate which particular thing can be okay. No, this is an answer which you should give. You said you are good at anything. How can I say that what you are good at? You know, so you have to work a little bit more. Please connect on a goal clarity call, and I will help you understand this, Vikhyat. Prashant, you can share Vikhyat link to book his call. Pradeep, IELTS and German language alone in a form. Okay, now this is question. Okay, business psychology. Okay, cool. So I am happy the audience which is here, at least half of you, what do you want to do with your life? Because that knowing will help you pave your track to reach to that goal. Super. Thank you so much for answering these questions. So you understand where I come from in terms of goal clarity and what I try to help you today to bring some kind of goal clarity so that you can have success and you can achieve success in life. What I do right now to just give you a free bonus, this is This is just out of the woods, which I just give it to you. I'll give you my email ID here, and you give me answers. You give me answers to my two questions. One is, what do you want to do in life? For those who have not answered it here, you can of course send me an email. What do you want to do in life? That's number one. And number two is, how do you plan to achieve it? If you have answers to these questions, send me an email and let's have a free one-to-one call with me directly. This is a bonus which I just popped in. I will give you my 30 minutes to discuss this email with you one-to-one and to help you further understand whether you are on the right track, whether what you are thinking, what you are doing is right or not, and how I can further help you with my inputs to achieve that. Send me an email. Send me an email. I just give you my email ID here. And two questions which I have just mentioned. What is your career goal and how do you plan to achieve it? Of course, keeping Germany, keeping studies in mind, what is your career goal and how do you plan to achieve it? Answer these. All right, that's the bonus. Let's move on to next slide. Some of those pain points which I just mentioned here, maybe you can say, yes, I'm going through these pain points, or maybe you say, no, I'm well off and nothing of that sort. Do you have an willingness to transfer your life, but you don't know where to start? So do you know you are really keen to start, but you don't know how to start your entire process? Do you want to achieve a dream career without having figured out what to do or not to pay heavy fees throughout the process? I'm sure you must be attending a lot of webinars, you must be speaking to a lot of consultants, a lot of people, a lot of companies like this, and everybody would be guiding you, helping you with something, but then you are still not sure, whether to go ahead with the process, whether to rest with the process, how to take this forward, all kind of confusions, and you are also looking at that some of the friends have already started the process and they're succeeding in life, where you're still stuck with analyzing, too much of analyzing, leading to a situation where you cannot decide. We call it in our corporate terms, too much analysis leads to paralysis. So if you overanalyze certain situation, it will only lead to paralysis of your decision making, which will have no clear answers. So if you are going through these pains, let's see what is it which you are doing wrong at this point in time. I hope I am within the time, or maybe I think it's about time. I've already covered 90 minutes of the session. There's still a few more slides, so I will stop here because it's 90 minutes. My time is precious, your time is precious too. If you only give me a permission in the chat box that, sir, please continue, then I will continue. Otherwise, I will stop here and I will take a Q&A and I will present my value proposition. Let me know if I continue further, because 90 minutes are over. And I don't want to hold you in the Saturday afternoon with my presentation more. So if it has been valuable enough, please let me know if I should continue. Okay. Since I have received many answers to continue, I will continue with another probably 10 more minutes to my slides, and then I'll give you my value proposition, and then we go quickly into Q&A. That's how we'll do in the next 15 to 20 more minutes. That's what I will take maximum. Okay. So what you've been doing wrong, I just listed out, I think, those pain points, but then these are the things which you probably should have in mind while you get into your process. Please start early. If you're not starting early, you are losing out on various topics and you are rushing to the process. Generally, study abroad, education abroad is at least a 1 year process, which you should keep in mind. It should start at least a year in advance. If not early, if not late, a year is what you should have. Too many options I just spoke about. Too much analysis leads to paralysis. Please follow somebody whom you truly believe that this is the person who has given me the maximum value. This is the person who has talked about the propositions which are truly matching to my interest, to my eligibility, and these are cross-checked, cross-verified facts, and everything what the person or the company has said is true to my belief. please pick that company. If you want to have a consultant or a company to work with, please pick that company and start early. Do not get into a paralysis mode. Goal clarity, but don't know why and how. I've given you my email ID. Send me an email. What is your career goal and how are you going to achieve this? If you do not have an answer, this email, this at least is thinking. What I am trying to do is give you some verbal moments to at least think what I want to do with my career and how you should get started. What are the steps? If I don't know, now here's somebody sitting across the computer or my phone ready and willing to help me with those answers. Only thing you need to do is send me an email and I will help you with those. Application process, do not take it lightly. Application process has very steps and there are minute details which if you miss out, German universities are very difficult. You have to be very specific what they ask and you have to submit that. So do not take application process lightly. GRE, GMAT, IELTS are important, as I said. Scholarship, I think that's another thing which everybody probably would have in mind. Coming to Germany and studying for free, getting a scholarship. Get it out. How many of you are here today looking for scholarships? Put scholarship or no scholarship in chat box. Let's see if you are only looking for scholarships or you are good with no scholarship. Because I will give in fact certain feedback who should look for a scholarship or who is eligible for scholarships. Okay. So, my dear friends and ladies and gentlemen, scholarships are something which has been awarded as a reward for your academic or professional excellence, right? You have to evaluate why you as a person should be given one scholarship. Why you should get a scholarship in the first place? Are you the right candidate? And why are you the right candidate to get this scholarship? You have to have this answer very clearly. Somebody with 60-65% marks and an average profile asks for scholarship is stupidity. Don't mind my saying, but it's really a stupidity. Scholarships are awards, which is been given in favor to your excellent academic and professional life so far, and that's where you can demand one. But if you carry an average profile and say I want a scholarship, give me, why our university would even care giving German taxpayer money to you for not bringing any value? So 2 criteria, please evaluate. Is it good to have for you or is it must have? Yeah. A must-have scholarship should also have a great academic and professional profile. There only you can come closer to a must-have scholarship opportunity. A good-to-have scholarship, a decent profile. If you can apply, if you get it, fine. If you don't get it, do not crib over that. If I only get scholarship, I will proceed ahead. If I don't get scholarship, I will not proceed ahead. Please don't do that because there are only 2 types of scholarship: merit-based and need-based. So merit-based is, of course, meritorious students, as I just said. Need-based, again, have certain criteria to be met. So if you are a need-based scholarship, if you're looking for a need-based scholarship, that you really want to have a scholarship and your academic profile is decent, and if you can get some support, you can succeed, then certain universities offer need-based, but then they ask a lot of documentation. You should be able to provide those documentation, which is in terms of your parents' financial profile, ITRs, bank statements, motivation, a lot of those things which is being asked, and you have to submit that. If you can submit that, you can be eligible for merit-based scholarship. Otherwise, please evaluate yourself need-based. Sorry, please evaluate yourself. Is it good to have or is it a must-have? Okay. So this is about scholarship. Do not make mistake that only if I get scholarship, I will go ahead. Another one, relying on part-time jobs to manage your ends meet. Once again, the topic comes out from the difficulty of a lot of students to finance their second year of living, and they're only looking at the part-time jobs. Of course, available, possible, you can do that, but then you also need to get time to do that. And if you end up at a public university and it's a rigor, how on earth you're going to take out time to do a part-time job in Germany? Because you are swamped with assignments, research work, submission, tests, colloquiums. Where is the time to do a part-time job, my dear? If you are at a public university, if you are at a great public university, that means you should ration at least 2 years of your living expenses. If you don't, and if you are relying too much on a part-time job, then make sure you're looking at part-time job does not get stretched to 3 or 4 years of continuous part-time jobs only while you are still struggling to finish your assignments. That means delaying your passing out a degree and then hitting the job market. So where is time value of money? Yeah, you spend so many time just to do a part-time job because you wanted to make your ends meet to be in Germany, and eventually delaying your passing out and delaying your starting a full-time job. So what does it make? So what kind of sense does this make? Eventually ending up in a public university and relying on a part-time job, eventually not getting a time to do a part-time job because of the academic rigor, then stretching your degree to finish in 3-4 years and happily saying that, oh, I'm okay standing my degree, I'm not passing it, I'm doing part-time. And then on the other hand, you are delaying your process to the job market by 4 years and still spending 10,000 euros per annum in living. So where does this degree remains free anymore for you? You spend even more than what you probably would have paid in the first year itself at university, and then next year you start your jobs in Germany. Yeah, understand? Please do understand this. So yes, funding does play a role. Academic consistency, I already talked about it. So keep this in mind that do not hop programs and careers, because this is something which is not liked by German universities. Is this clear? My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, is this slide clear? Do you understand what I'm trying to do? Do you understand if I'm trying to cover your pain points here? Give me yes, no, or something in the chat box. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Next slide. Okay. Career opportunities, I think you have across, but there's a huge demand. A recent statistics from German Statistical and Federal Labor Office says that you need to have, so Germany needs at least 4 lakh qualified skilled professionals across the sectors, not only these, but across. 4 lakh qualified skilled professionals needs to be absorbed in German economy until 2030. From now on until 8 years, they need close to 3.5 million skilled professionals. IT tops the chart, AI, ML, sustainable development, banking, finances, doctors, huge demand for nurses and doctors right now in Germany, management, hospitality, it's across. It's across. Keep in mind, B2 level German is a role which you need to have, which you should have. Okay, I think that's where the bonus, the value proposition ends. Now I'm going to provide you my proposition. So if this session has been so useful for you so far, if you are with me, if you stick with me, then I'm going to present you my value proposition in terms of how you can further take an advantage of my experience and skills and how it could be very valuable for you. If you are ready, type yes, then I will present. For those who are not ready, because what I'm going to present you now is a paid service. Yeah. If you think, no, I don't want any paid service. No, I everything want free, which we talked about. If you are a free element, if you want a free thing, then you can leave this session right now. Because what I'm going to present now is a paid service, which I can present to you to help you only. It's going to benefit you only, but you have to pay for some of those paid services. If you're ready to hear out these paid services, please stay. If you think, no, I'm here only for a free thing, which I have learned enough and I will make on my own everything, then you're free to go. Or give me a thumbs up on the chat box that please, sir, present your value proposition, and then I will continue. Are you guys with me for this paid proposition? Because what I'm going to present here is a paid service. If you don't like, if you say that, no, if I am also like everybody else, you think that I'm also going to please you, then you may please leave the session. I don't mind at all, because I don't want to have beyond the point free service for everybody, because they see for every quality you pay. And this is what I've been shouting from the start of the session, that for quality, you always have to pay. Please do not compromise. Okay, thank you. Because you have said yes, and for the people who are still there, that means it's a yes from you and I should continue. So here it is. EU Gateway Light Program. You call it Elite Program or a Light Program. See it the way you want. But what is this program all about? So basically, this is a shorter version of our services, which we wanted to present to students who are already 70% done with their process, but they are stuck with the 30% part. That they have managed 70%, which means most of the hard work of the application and processes are done, but they are stuck with some of those 30% thoughts for which they want some expert or somebody who can guide them through. This elite program, this light program is for them. What does this program covers? Profiling, we talked about it. Your university review, for the universities which you have selected, we will review them together and see whether they are right fitment for you or not, and what does this mean in terms of your career. Help you through with the education loan finances. If you are stuck with how to get my finances and education loan, then that's what this service covers. The entire visa process guidance. So if you are 70%, that means most of the work is done. Now we are stuck at the visa side. This light program covers your visa guidance and visa document preparation, including your SOPs, LOR, SOPs, your cover letter, financial guidance, applications, help in with the appointments. Everything is covered within this part. So this is as well is covered within this light program. So after you finish, so there are around 7. I think this 4 has been mentioned here. There are 7 services which I will just let you know. These 7 services. What you will learn, what you will receive after you subscribe to this light program. Start making your career plans. This is what you will learn. You will have a very clear idea of your career plans, your opportunities, and how to filter them. You would have a very clear picture about your life in Germany, how you should perceive, and how know what are do's and don'ts. You will save a lot of money in spending high on application and admission fees. So you would save a lot of money in terms of the entire process if you subscribe to this light program. You would also have good understanding and opportunities what it could bring to you once you subscribe to this light program, once your life starts in Germany. But there are a lot of interesting tips, there are a lot of support service which is a part of this elite program, which we continue to have our students with, so that they succeed in life. Because as I said in the beginning, my motto is not to get you a program. My motto is to get you a success in Germany. This is because that's how I build my life. That's how I build my career. This is what I want you to have in Germany, a success in career. And this is what this elite program will bring to you. Okay, next. How this program will be conducted will be, it will be a live recorded session. Session will be done exclusively by me. So you are interacting with me on this light program on regular basis. And this registration, this program, this subscription is valid for 1 year. From the day of registration, it is valid for 1 year, and you can subscribe. You can take any of these services which have just been mentioned for this 1 full year. So at any point in time, so no matter to what stage, to what level of the process you are currently in, you can subscribe and take advantage of this value proposition and you take use of whenever you like within this 1 year time frame. You would have a direct access to me. You would have direct access to my recorded sessions, and that's what I think probably would help you as well to succeed in Germany. So who is this program for? As I said, this course is for people who are very serious and are eager to achieve their goal, career goal. I'm talking about career goal all the time. People who are really want to have saved expenses on entire process of getting into international universities. I will reveal the price shortly now from now. People who are doers and not just talkers. People who are ready to invest in becoming the best version of themselves by choosing a right field and career. People who want to take this leap in the career by having faith and confidence in our guidance. Please understand, faith and confidence. If you have it with you, if you believe in us, if you believe in my talking, in my knowledge, what I have shared with you, then definitely this program is for you. So if you think that you do not fit in any of these 5 topics which I have mentioned, you have once again my permission to leave this program. I have no problem. You can still go out of this session right away. If you think that, no, this is all what I have already covered and I know XYZ, no, you have my permission to leave this. No problem. But for all those who are committed, who are still with me and want to continue, this is what I present. Investment. Why you invest? The real value of the knowledge we share in this is priceless. 15 years of my experience, and this is what I'm going to present to you in this value proposition. However, because you have attended our master class today, we have special bonuses available. I don't know where this slide come from. My team probably would have put, but yes, I think I've already delivered a lot on the bonuses. But then probably if this slide is there, there may be some more bonus which is awaiting. Let's see. Okay, so actually not really a bonus. It's a part of this elite program which I wanted to present. What happens in this elite program? Your profile audit. Normal market price is 10,000 euros. Gold clarity market price is 10,000 euros. This is all you're getting in this live program. SOP and LOR reviews. Your documentations will be reviewed within this program. Again, market price is 10,000 for review. You get it within this program. University review, as I just said. Scholarships and finance solution. Education loan, finance solution, maybe a scholarship as well. This is a part of this elite program. So I did not talk about scholarship, but then scholarship is also a part of this elite program if you subscribe to it. Then document filing, we help you with the entire visa documentation and filing. We also help you with, in case you're getting stuck in any application part, we help you through that application filing as well. And also help you with accommodation services, accommodation support services in Germany. So these are the 7 services which are a part of this elite program. Yeah. The market value for all these elite program, I'll just talk in a bit, but do you remember my mission, what I said in the beginning? I'm here to help students, 1,000 students to make careers and find the right programs and careers in Europe, which is I'm currently doing to first find those top 50 students within this masterclass whom I'm ready and willing to provide the support with my elite program. Can you guess in general what would be the price, or what should ideally be the price of this elite program? I have given you the market price of all those 7 elements, which is a part of this elite program, probably costing around 55,000 euros in total as a market value. But then let's say if you can guess what price you would be able and willing to pay for this elite program, write it in the chat box. Write it in the chat box. What price you would be happy to pay to cover your 30% of deficit, because 70% you are already there, but 30% you are still waited. You are still looking to complete. What is the price you would be willing to pay for this elite program? Let's hear it out from you guys. Come on, let's see. Let's see what you are looking forward to pay possibly for this program. Because with your permission, I continued all this with regards to my paid proposition. So let me see, what is it in your mind? What is the figure which you probably would have in your mind to pay to avail this kind of light program service? Let's see. Type it in the chat box, guys. I'm waiting. And don't worry, you will not be judged. Type it what figure it comes in your mind. You will say 0. I know I'm looking to pay 0 price. It's also okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Ovasi, thank you. Come on, guys. There are a lot of people in the session still. Come on, let's see. What are you willing to pay? Because I might surprise you with my proposition, and that's what I want to do, because my aim is to get you to a career goal. My aim is not to really make lot of money, but to help you with the entire system and process. Thank you for those who have put their inputs. Now let's see what is in there. Let me surprise you guys. So this whole bundle for elite program with the 7 services costs 55,000 Indian rupees in the market if you book it individually. But in this light program, this is what it is, and this is only for those action takers who decide today, who decide right now. Here you go. This entire service you would get at 9999. You yourself have typed the price you are willing to pay for this program, for this proposition, and this is what you would pay. This entire light program comes to you with 9999 as a price. So, okay, 15 minutes. So my team will put the link for booking, because this offer lasts till this webinar lasts. This offer is available only for the next 15 minutes, and you can take an advantage of this exclusive once in a life opportunity to have this light program at 9999 price by booking it in the webinar today itself. I will ask my colleague Prashant. Prashant, kindly put the link for the registration here for the light program. Okay, I think Prashant is busy. Let me put this link by myself. This is the link, guys, for you to book it, to book this light program at 9999 the price. While the clock continues to tick, I'm here, and because I have to take all your Q&A. Priyanka, yes, you can do that, but then please make sure that this link is active for the next 15 minutes. So if your friend takes an advantage with this link and book the program right away, he gets this price, because later on this link would not be available and then he cannot take advantage, because this is an exclusive webinar only price. So if you do it right now in the webinar, then it makes sense, because the market price of all the services which we generally do outside is a lot more. It's just because you stay with me for this entire 2 hours, you believed in me. As a gratitude, this is the price which we prepare. It's a webinar only price for all the action takers who really want to make a difference in their applications, in their career goals, in their journey to Germany. And that's why this is the price. So you can definitely share this, but make sure your friend books it within the next 15 minutes. Okay, so clock is ticking. Guys, take advantage. If you have any doubt right now, please put it in the chat box. If there is a doubt in terms of price, if you have a doubt in terms of the service which will be offered, if you have any questions which I can answer right now, because we are waiting for the next 15 minutes to get this opportunity available to you to sign up. Let me know if you are at the link, if the link is working, because this link provides you an opportunity to pay in using all the mediums, credit cards, debit cards. You can also take an EMI option. So if you click on this link, you can always have EMI options as well. So put in your questions while I wait and hear any questions which you have while you make the booking. So I have a question from Dr. Atul. Sir, can you please repeat the slide of the service offered? So Dr. Atul, here you can see right here on this slide itself, it's a profile audit. So goal clarity, your documents review, a statement of purpose, LORs that will be reviewed, your scholarship and financial documents, support, review, financing support, all will be provided. your university review. So whatever university probably you might have already decided, you will review them to help you understand whether they are right or not, whether you should opt those universities on and take a new one. All those accreditations which I talked about with respect to certain university would also be evaluated. The location of the university would be evaluated. So basically, the university due diligence process is a part of this service. So the universities which you have opted out, does it really sit on the parameters which is given in my university due diligence? Yeah. And then document filing. So entire visa support service is available in this in terms of the documentation and creating a document. In this case, we create your statement of purpose and a cover letter, and also we support you with the accommodation. So these are the 7 services which are part of the offering, but you have to book it now. It's not available outside this webinar. A bonus offer, my dear friends. A consultation call with me has been mentioned by Mohit, from my team. 30 minutes, it comes free of cost. If you do it now, 30 minutes free, one-on-one call, ask me anything about my life, about my experiences, about my journey, how this could shape your journey, how this could be valuable to you, do's and don'ts, and a lot more. This is a total free one-to-one consulting call with me, which comes for all those who are fast action takers, who will book it right now. For all those who see value from this session, who see that what I have presented today is of immense value to them. It adds a lot of inputs in their journey for education, for higher education abroad, higher education in Germany. And this is for them, which I would like to do. So the link to book a one-to-one consultation call, Prashant, can you put this link once again, please? There you go. You can book this call right now, but this is available. This is available for all those who would subscribe to this value proposition of Elite program. If you still book it and you have not subscribed to this value proposition, I would not be available. You would still get the call, but not with me. You would get it from one of my team members, which they are also equally good like me. So you can rest assured of the quality and the topics which we will help you understand. So, okay, I'm awaiting the first person who say, yes, I am the action taker. Yes, I'm the one. I'm the first one. I only believe in doing, not only by talking. I'm the first one and I've done it, and just share it on the chat box. Let's see who will do it. Okay, I see Dr. Atul Bishnoi just said that I have subscribed, I have paid it. My team will just quickly check it and confirm this. Thank you so much, Dr. Atul Bishnoi, for becoming a part of our Elite program. Really happy to have you into our system. This is super. Thank you. You are a real action taker, Dr. Bishnoi. Very happy to have you in this program. Let's see who all are there as well, who is going to take it ahead. Let's see. My team will quickly confirm this. Dr. Bishnoi has done it. Okay, who is the next one? Let's see. Let's see who is the next one who is going to book our subscription with us for the services. Okay, next. While you continue to decide and do this and encourage your friends to do it, let's move on. So while the clock is ticking, let's see what we have. One-to-one boarding call, as I've already given for all those people who are action taker who will book this call, they will get it from me. One-to-one call, and I will do it personally for you. All right. EU Gateway one-stop solution for all the services, for all your consulting requirements, education abroad. This is what I wanted to mention. Our success stories, these are the where our students are currently studying or got an admit or have successfully passed out over the past 5 years. This is where we have got our students placed. You will see all those TU9s, all public universities in Germany, Netherlands, Spain, US, Canada, all these places. That's where our current students are. Pretty unbiased in our approach. We will not push you, we'll never push you to join a particular university. It will always be from your side. We will always act as a guide to your decision. Whether your decision is right and wrong is something which we will guide you with, but that's what we will do at Max. We will be your guide to help you understand and take a decision. And that's where you see more of my students ended up at good public universities too. Okay, 15-minute free call booking link. I think this is with our team, with our counselor. This is another bonus which comes to you. This is free, regardless you do a sign up with me or not, you sign up for the services or not. But this is another booking call which comes to you. And Prashant, can you put this link for all the people who are still there who want to book a call, a team call with us, and they can use this link to do that. This is another bonus, and this is a free of cost. You can do this. There you go. You can use this link to book the call again. Okay, next. Finally, comes to an end, Q&A. Let's see what you have in Q&A. Let me go and check if all those been answered or not answered. Okay, the first question, as I see here, while you continue and the clock is ticking to subscribe to the services, please become an action taker. Don't be just, get into those analysis paralysis situations that you are still evaluating whether this elite program will add any value to you or not. I think it does while it lasts, because after this webinar, this price is not available for you. It will always be a full price with a full service. So Priyanka asked me a question, so please tell us about the private universities too, how to know it's good or not. Priyanka, I already talked about it. For more in-depth understanding on because private universities, as I said, they offer a lot of good opportunities, and there are a lot of things which you need to consider. And how you should go about it, certain parameters that you should look at. You can book a call with my team or myself if you have subscribed to our service, and I would be very happy to understand even detailed university by university what you should do in terms of private universities applications. PhD in physiotherapy, I think in Germany you need to do it in German language. That's one. Number two, physio. So you need to figure out the topic. There is no standard structure says that you can come and join the class and do a PhD in physiotherapy. It's not available like that. It's on the job learning and training quite a lot, which is available in Germany, but no, not a direct program as it says PhD in physiotherapy. No. MBA in Germany is definitely recognized in India, Dr. Atul Bishnoy. Yes, definitely, yes. So Vikyat, depending on your eligibility, what should be the mindset while you're planning to move further according to the finances? As I said, depending on your eligibility, depending on your caliber, one must plan the finances, either public university finances or the private university finances. Again, road to success, fastest time to the job market is what all you need to take into stride while you make your finance call. And then Anshya is asking, I wanted to know the eligibility to enter a university to pursue Masters of Oral Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. Banerjee, the medicine studies in Germany is usually held in German language. That's one. Number two is you need to qualify a state license exam first of all, where your degree gets recognized, and then you become eligible to work at a hospital, being a dentist. Number two, and number three, then because all this master's program, masters in medicine programs in Germany, so we call it MDS program in Germany, are related to jobs. You do on-the-job learning for these master's program in medicine. It's not standalone program which you go in the class and study. You have to first get a license. You have to, so first you have to have a C1 language, German language, then you have to have a license, then you have to get a job. And once you get a job in your dental hospital or clinic chain, then you at the side by side, you study this maxillofacial program, and then you get a qualification equivalent to MDS, where you would then continue to work in that particular hospital or chain. But that's how the process is for Germany. It's no straightforward process in Germany for maxillofacial surgery studies. Humaira is asking, I got offer. They are saying we do not need IELTS. It's a private university too. Should I take admission? Humaira, kindly consider the university ranking, status, accreditation. I already talked about state accreditation and all. Also consider about whether they are providing their own degrees or a third university degree from a third country. Also, it is right in a sense that most of the universities, if they write that they do not need IELTS from you, then you can simply go ahead with medium of instructions. But make sure that this medium of instruction is a valid enough document to get you through to the visa. At times, you might get stuck because the nitty-gritty says if this waiver term is not written on the university website, then the visa people will not accept your documents. They will ask for IELTS and TOEFL. So if they have not written either IELTS or TOEFL or medium of instruction as a valid proof for your English language, then while the university has already given you the waiver, and if you do not have this medium of instruction properly made, then people might accept or reject this MOI in the authenticity of the document. And that would mean that your document for visa might get stuck. So 50-50 risky situation. My advice, take IELTS if you can. Or check the website as I said. Shubham Gupta is asking, so is it possible for a student from a middle class to afford the fee for a private university? Shubham, education abroad anywhere in the world would cost money. Now, it's depending on the budget. You define lower middle class, but you still need to define a budget. What is the amount you are looking? See, even if you end up at a public university in Germany, you are talking about at least 10 lakh in living expenses in the first year of your education. So if you can afford 10 lakhs for a public university, then I don't see it's why it would be a lower middle class. If you can't even afford a 10 lakhs, then, regardless of public or private university, but it would hardly make a difference because you won't have it for free for sure, unless you have been so meritorious academically and professionally already that you not only get into a public university, but you also get fully funded studies, sponsored by DART or some of the donor organizations, which provide a lot of support to international students for some of the respective fields of their studies, not every study. So that is something which you need to evaluate. The easier option probably, Shubham, would be come to Italy, study in Italy for free. Within, I think, 3 to 4 lakhs, you can study everything in Italy at a public university. Get in contact with us, send us an email if you want to discuss more on study opportunities in Italy, and we would be happy to guide you with that. Galaxy free of cost in Germany. Nothing is free. You got to pay up your living costs in any case. Therapy, they said, is not available as an option. Yes, you can get a scholarship. Happy to know what's your name. It's Galaxy A50. Sounds so not so nice to see every time. But yes, you can apply for a scholarship. And now, attendee asking, can you mention the universities I can apply for MIM program? I've already mentioned a lot of universities at public and private level which offers MIM program, and you can apply to any of those. Priyanka, GMAT is not compulsory, but if you plan to enter into a top public university or a top private university, then they will ask for GMAT. But then some universities also offer their alternate exam to GMAT, which is their own test, which could also be taken. So again, depending on the university selection of the university and university due diligence, this is possible. Okay, Owasi Rahman is asking 2.2 grade in Indian grading system. No, 2.2 on German grading skill, which means you should have at least 75% on Indian grading system. I remember, I promised Owasi Rahman, I noted his name because he was the first one to do D5. Owasi sent me an email. This is a very special bonus. My university due diligence guide and also a list of 170 English taught masters program at TU9 universities in Germany. Email, and I share these two bonuses with you: a free guide on English taught masters program at TU9 universities in Germany, and also a guide on university due diligence. Thank you, because you were the fastest, you were the action taker. Vikhyat is asking, can you evaluate a person whether she is capable of succeed there? Vikhyat, we help you with your entire profiling, your guidance, and your right approach, how you should make your career. But if you falter with many things, then unfortunately I cannot guarantee whether you would success. But I can show you the path to success. If you follow certain topics which I talk in this presentation, which I will work with you one-to-one. If you subscribe to our program, if you subscribe to our full service, then we work very closely with you with your profile 101 to help you succeed. And there's no way, if you follow our guidance, that you will fail. This is minimum guarantee which we take for our students who subscribe to our full service package. Dr. Banerjee, need a previous clinical practice to enter master's degree in Germany. But 1 year or 2 years is really something which would help you to clear your approbation, the state license exam. Priyanka, good that you can speak German. You need Goethe certificate. That's a must to apply. If you don't have Goethe, then test off or TELC from German providers is valid enough also. No other certificates from India would stand valid. So Siddesh, you want to know the education loan and abroad and the rate of interest. So you mean to say what kind of loan available for students from India, or you want to take an education loan from Germany? So education loan from Germany is not applicable for non-EU students, not for India, not for Indians at the moment. So you cannot take an education loan from a German bank, for example. But from India, you can take your education loan. The rate of interest vary from, I think, 8 to 12% at this point in time, depending on if you take from state banks or if you take from private banks or you take third parties, NBFCs, or these fintech companies. These are also providing good education loans to students. You can also refer to two websites, which is vmakescholars.com and gyandhan.com to take further support in education loans and scholarships too. Okay, anonymous education rate of interest, I just answered that. Is Cologne Business School is a good school for management? Cologne Business School is a private setup. Again, check through those parameters which I have mentioned. They are in the heart of Cologne. They are also a good business group in Germany. And of course, if you want to be in Cologne, definitely you can check. But as I said, check on all those parameters of accreditations, their degrees, and all those things. Okay, I think this just let me mark that I have answered all these questions in Q&A, and then I'll just jump into the chat again for the last 5 minutes to just see if any of you have further subscribed to the light program, or if you have any more any questions to answer. Oh, I see a lot of questions here. My goodness. Okay. Nikhil, this is a question from Nikhil. Can anybody please tell me, considering also all circumstances like cost, jobs available, salary, scholarship, country which is suitable for MS amongst USA and Germany in mechanical related combination fields, mechanics, robotics, drone, nutshell, USA better or Germany better? I got 303 in GRE, Quant 61. This I have 9.2 percentile, BTech, currently working at Accenture. Which country is the more suitable for me? Can you please answer? Nikhil, kindly get in touch 101. Please send us an email. I would be happy to describe this. Please send us an email. This is too lengthy, too many questions to answer. I need to further dig deeper and then answer your question, because comparing Germany and US, you can't do that. Apple and orange cannot be compared. Germany has its own advantages and disadvantages. US has its own advantages and disadvantages. And accordingly, you need to make your decision based on various parameters which you have thought through while you made your applications abroad. So let's discuss this one. Nikhil, you can book a call with us or send me an email, and then we can continue from there. Okay, Nikhil has posted maybe 20 times the same question. Okay, wait a second. Okay. So yes, I think that's where it is. No questions that I see here. It's all completed. Kindly raise your hands now if you want to ask any questions, and I will make you unmuted, and you can now talk to me in the session, and then we can continue. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Or are we done with the questions? Then I would say thank you so much. You have been a fantastic audience. One has been an action taker, Dr. Atul Bishnoi. Thank you so much for subscribing to our services, and my team will be very shortly in touch and start our services with you, and we take it one by one. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. If you have no more questions, have a fantastic Saturday, have a fantastic weekend. I think we have already overshot 50 minutes, but that's what it is. Thank you for staying so far, and my pleasure to present you with so many information, and I hope it has been helpful. If you think it has been helpful, if you think it has added some value, I would love that you can go and maybe put us some reviews on LinkedIn for us for this session, maybe on your Facebook, maybe on Instagram, wherever you think it makes sense to talk about us. Would be very happy to receive that love and appreciation from you guys. Then perfect. Thank you so much. I leave you with your Saturday now, and enjoy your late afternoon, enjoy your weekend, and see you in my next session in next week. Thank you so much for now, and do send me in your comment, do send me in your email, what would you like to hear from me in the next session? And we will plan a session around that so that you become more knowledgeable, more appreciable of the free information which you want to receive from us. Thank you so much for now, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.